bugger, again early in the morning you're bloody making noise, man. What? I finally figured out how to make money with my music, Dad! How are you going to make money, man? What, you'll sell your guitar? The only way you'll make money in music, man, bugger, is if you sell that bloody guitar, man. No, I'm not going to sell my guitar. I'm going to be a Bollywood singer. Bollywood? Bloody bugger, you can't even speak 2 lines of Hindi and you'll bloody sing in Bollywood. Bloody, what do you think, you're Katrina Kaif or what? Sala. Horns up, guys, and welcome to another one of my band building videos. Today we're going to talk about making a career as a musician. Now, I recently made a video which you can watch by clicking here on whether or not you can make a living playing heavy metal music in India, and the answer is sadly no. Watch the video if you haven't. But to answer the question whether you can make a living as a musician in India, the answer is a little more positive. It's yes. So here are my top 5 tips to follow if you want a successful career as a musician. The first thing you got to do if you want to be a musician is master your instrument. Now, obviously anyone who is a musician and who has some experience will tell you you can never really master an instrument. You will always be a student, you will always learn, but you need to reach a level of competency on the instrument. You need to understand that instrument inside out. You need to be invested in the instrument, You can't play for 2 months, learn a few popular numbers and think, okay, I'm going to be a musician. Because there are a lot of scenarios where you're going to need to play things that you may not necessarily have straight out of some kind of a textbook, Things that are going to challenge you. And unless you are like really into the instrument and you're really experienced and you really have worked at your craft, you're not going to be able to achieve that, So that's very important. Master your instrument. The second point is learn all styles of music and be open to any form of music. It's all good that you love neoclassical jazz or technical death metal and that is the style that you really enjoy playing. That's great. If that's what you want to do, stick to music as a hobby. But if you want to make a career playing music, you need to expand your musical vocabulary, which means everything from bhangra to jazz to pop to blues to funk to soul to Bollywood to any and every single style of music you have got to get yourself acquainted with. Because when you are doing musical work, when you're being paid by someone, they expect people who have the knowledge and who can give them what they want. So let me give you an example. Suppose you're hired by a Punjabi company to do a jingle for their parathas, like authentic Punjabi parathas, and you don't know how to play Punjabi folk music, and that's the brief to you, we want something authentic, something folky, not just the standard balle balle. Then you have to dig into that experience of yours and that knowledge that you have got of learning different styles, Say for example, you are working on a jingle for a Scottish company and they want some of those bagpipe type of melodies in the track. Then you have got to have that knowledge of what that is, So that's what I mean by you got to learn all styles of music and you got to open your mind to everything. Get your gear sorted and know your shit. Yup, that means you need to invest and buy yourself some good equipment, It does not necessarily mean you need to go out and buy an Axe FX for 2 lakhs, but you got to slowly build your rig. You got to build a rig that's going to work in the musical situations you are thrown in, For example, if you are a studio musician and you mostly record in small studios, then, it doesn't make sense to have a pedal board without having a good amplifier. Or, if you play a lot of shows where you're playing, say maybe jazz and blues, where the guy who's hiring you wants you to play with a more warm analog sound, it doesn't make sense to go and buy a pod HD 500 then, So know your shit. Also, like, I've seen so many people buying Axe FX, but they don't know the A to Z of the Axe FX. They don't know how to get a good tone out of it. So you need to learn your gear as well, not just buy the gear. So while that is more about the guitar, the same thing applies to all your instruments, whether you're a drummer or a bass player or a keyboard player, is invest in your gear and build an appropriate rig for yourself. That's what I mean. Be punctual and have a good work ethic. There is nothing worse than a musician who is not on time, who's not professional, who doesn't do the job he is being paid to do. I cannot stress that enough. tomorrow if you are hired for a show and you have to learn some songs, if you go to the practice room unprepared, or if you go for the jam 20-30 minutes late, it is not cool at all. Be punctual, be there early, but don't be late. Learn what you're supposed to learn and be professional. Without this, you will get nowhere in the music business. In fact, you won't get anywhere in life without having this fucking work ethic. And finally, learn to face rejection and don't get too attached to the music. So if you are, for example, a composer and you are working on jingles or music for a movie, yes, obviously you should be into what you're doing, but you have to understand you're doing a job for somebody else. You may work on a track and you may be like, I love this is amazing, it's so unique and different, and the client might come in and say, dude, what is this crap? I want some for my commercial. And you'll be like, oh my god, so don't, it's a little hard to say don't get attached, but yes, you kind of have to have that disconnect and realize that you're doing a job and it's not your own creative endeavor every time. So those are my top 5 tips to make a successful career as a musician. Now I was thinking of doing a video where I actually talk about what are the career prospects within the music industry, what are the different job options, what is the kind of money you can actually make. Leave me a comment below if you would like me to make a video on that. Also leave me a comment if you have any questions and I will do a separate Q&A video for you. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Please give it a thumbs up, share it on Facebook and other social media, and I will see you on the next band building video. Cheers and stay demonic. Hey dad, can I get some money to go for Hindi classes?